Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the world's greatest horror movie podcast that there ever was, there ever will be. GF. Please give it up. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Here we are. We're back. This is it. Um, Today's episode won't be a long one, but I want to talk about a few things today, mainly current events before I get into what I'm actually going to talk about. One, unfortunately, we may be changing the name because there's a lot of podcasts with that name, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is, especially if you know what it stands for. It makes it even funnier. But we're gonna come up with some new ideas, serious ones, um, for for the name of the show. Um, Another thing is, once again, I'm gonna try to be more consistent with what I post. Not necessarily stop fucking cussing because that's what the fuck I do, but just be more consistent with what I post. And we're trying to get more stuff on YouTube, and I'll probably try to do more visuals and a whole bunch of other cool shit. So it's got a lot of cool stuff coming on there. There's been some new ideas that have been floating around, so there's going to be some really cool stuff coming up soon. So be ready for that. Um, Next year, I know we got this new year coming up. I know next year that there's gonna be a lot of changes here. It's probably gonna be better backdrops than my wall. You'll probably get to see more cool stuff like pictures I have up here. I'm getting a VHS collection going, so you'll see quite a bit of more content in the near future here, and it's going to be more full and more vibrant. We have more people and more subjects and better music, and hopefully I can get somebody to make me my own music and maybe do some walk around interviews where we just interview people and see what they think about certain things. It's going to be a lot. We got a lot of cool shit planned for the future, so please be ready. Now, what I want to talk about today was a suggestion by my homeboy Richie. Shouts out to Richie, motherfucker. Anyway, and today we're going to talk about horror movie villains that can possibly be redeemed for all their actions. So when I say that, I mean after all the crazy shit that they've done over the years, can they be redeemed and forgiven? And the best way to start this is almost alphabetical. And we'll start with my main man, new but true to the game, Art the Clown. And I'm going to get right to the point. Ain't no way that nigga's getting redeemed for the shit that he's done these last years. He ain't even been in here that long, and everybody's already like, nah, you fucking found, nah, he gotta go. No, hell no. And the cool thing about Art the Clown is we don't even know what he is, let alone where he came from or why he does what he does. And that makes it even better because we don't know, but he is someone not to be trifled with. And it's very rare that that smile is off his face. And if it is, you know you're in a world of shit. Um, so yeah, hell no. He's a definitely. What does it sound? No. Um, the next one, however, is one of my favorites of all time, and I'm about to get one of my homeboys um, to paint a picture of her for me. She's at the table. Um, and that is Angela Franklin. And now most people don't know where Angela is from, but Angela is from Night of the Demons, which is one of my favorite horror movies because it's got my homeboy Raj in there, and he was the first black person I ever saw really survive a horror movie besides LL Cool J and Ice Cube. But I digress. Angela, if you've never seen Night of Demons, gets possessed by a demon and proceeds to go on for 3 movies. I believe. I mean, it's possible. I mean, if she hadn't been fucking around with that fucking supernatural shit, she wouldn't have got possessed in the first place, let alone being where she was. But I believe that after all the crazy shit that she's done, she could have been saved and possibly exorcised, and we go on from that. Um, the next one I want to talk about is, let's just start going in non-alphabetical order. Jason Voorhees. I believe honestly that Jason probably could get redeemed for the simple fact that he didn't necessarily know what he was doing. He was more of a force of nature, in the aspect that he just was getting revenge. That's all he was doing. That's all he knew. You disrespected me. You disrespected my mother, and y'all took out my mother on this ground. From now on, I ain't gonna leave. But if you come up in this joint and you think shit is sweet, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth, space or time, to take you out because you ain't supposed to be here. And no matter what they did, like you just keep coming back. But I thoroughly think he could be redeemed because it's not his fault. He's just a force of nature. That's all he knows is violence because that's the last real thing he ever experienced before he died the first time. Um, Same thing with Michael Myers. I mean, depending on which Michael Myers you go with, I believe in the book he got possessed, and they talk about that. In the original movie, he just started killing people, and then in the Rob Zombie one, he was just a troubled kid. But I feel like if they had paid attention more to that boy, I think he'd have been all right. I mean, obviously you got to put him in a home for sure, but if his sister had been paying more attention to him, I feel like she probably would have put the knife out his hand. Like, what the hell are you doing? You see me up here trying to get makeup on and do what I need to do, and you over here trying to kill me. I mean, that's another thing because she should have been paying attention, but that's what I'm saying. Whatever, but overall, I think that Michael definitely could have been redeemed for his actions because he really didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was just new hate, and they don't really go into it. You just know that he's evil, quote unquote. But I feel like even though they put him, I feel like he should have been put maybe in like a better mental home, or put him somewhere where he could have had the attention. I mean, yeah, he had the best doctor, but you never really saw Loomis get like a second opinion or get anybody else in there. He just tried to take care of it himself, and we all know how that ended. So I feel like with the proper care and put him like give him some shit. I mean, I'm not a fucking doctor, but I mean, y'all could have did better to that boy, and that's why y'all ended up on t-shirts, motherfucking candlelight vigils, because y'all ain't do right by him. um I'm not a big fan of the Saw movies, so I can't really speak for Jigsaw because I kind of don't know what's going on with that. I need to watch them, but there's like 47 of them. I don't really have time. um then you got my man Candyman on the other hand. I mean, with him in general, he's kind of one of those guys where it's you fuck around, you find out. So if you don't say his name and you don't go looking for him, you ain't got to worry about him. But if you go looking for him or your friend goes looking for him, he gonna find both of y'all asses and it's gonna be on and popping. But I feel like honestly, he can be saved. I mean, he's not really a bad guy. He's kind of just a vengeful spirit that, they were just like, hey, you did wrong by me and I'm going to come back and get you. And that's simply, they really no more to talk about when it comes to him. Um, Now, my man, Frederick Krueger, hell no. This dude was doing all kinds of wild shit from jump. So as he is now, hell no, he can't be redeemed. But I feel because we all know, well, most people don't know that really don't listen to the mythos. His mother got locked into a mental asylum over the weekend, and she ended up having sex with, like, what was it, like 1,000 cycles, some crazy amount of men in the short period of time. And I don't even know why nobody came back to check up on her, but that's a whole nother thing. But that's how Freddie was born, and then he went on to kill kids and do whatever he does, and then they burn him up. He came back, and that's where he is. Can he be redeemed? Hell no. This motherfucker let goddamn Jason drown. He's one of the motherfuckers that was at Camp Crystal Lake. So he's a definite no. No. Put a big ass hell no on his name. Jeepers Creepers, Force of Nature. You can't really change that. He is what he is. Leprechaun too. As long as you don't fucking touch his gold, you're fine. What else? Kathy Bates in Misery. I can't remember what her name was. I feel she's probably not redeemable either, to be honest with you, because she was already off the rails, and then the opportunity of a lifetime. Your favorite author ever wrecks his car, and you rescue him. Now, what a normal person would do is, try to bring him back to health and let his ass go. But here your ass goes. Nah, you gonna finish this book. What the fuck? And then I get better and you're gonna club my legs? Like, come on, Joe. No, no. So her, hell no. Not redeemable. She was out there killing the sheriff and everything. Hell no. Kathy Bates gets a no. Jack Torrance from The Shining, he redeemed himself at the end of the book. So he's good. Now the movie, that whole Stanley Kubrick, Stephen King thing, I don't know, but he redeemed himself. Let's see who else. We have like Dracula. He's more of a force of nature. Like, you had the Dracula untold story, and it kind of made him seem like a good guy, but he's still like the king of vampire. Well, for the most part, the king of vampires. So I don't know. I mean, he kind of knows what he's doing, so he's gonna get a no too. Frankenstein's monster. He shouldn't have been made from the start. He gets a no. The Wolfman. He didn't know what he was doing. So he was a damn fucking Wolfman. Like, once he transformed, that's it. His brain goes bye bye, like the Hulk for the most part. So he gets a unsure, because he really didn't. He couldn't control that shit. The Invisible Man, on the other hand, that nigga gets a hell no. That nigga, I did not know this, but he, for a long time, until like the 90s, 2000s, had the highest kill count. And I didn't know that. It's like 100 and like, it's like some crazy number. I'm just like, the Invisible Man? Like, talking about the dude with the bandages? Like, for real? And then it started to make sense. I'm like, what I'm saying? Pause, but he get butt naked, and ain't nobody gonna, what I'm saying? Nobody gonna see you in the 30s. Okay. As long as you don't go out when it's raining, or he don't even cast a shadow. So yeah, he gets a that was all of them, all the Invisible Men get a hell no from me. Cujo was a dog. That wasn't his fault. He don't get he doesn't make the list. Now, one person that gets a super hell no is Chucky. From, if you ever watched the TV show, I'm not big on spoilers, but I'm not gonna spoil too much. But I'll put it to you this way: this motherfucker's been killing people a long time. He ain't never want to change his ways. He ain't never gonna change. I promise you, when it's all said and done, you do not have to worry about Chucky ever trying to redeem. It will never happen. You got a better chance. You got a better chance of Oprah being accountable for her actions over Chucky redeeming himself. I promise you, it won't happen. And who's gonna be the last one? I mean, we can't do Jaws because there's multiple of them, and they're an animal. I would have to say the last person on this list that's a personal favorite of mine has to be the tall man from Phantasm. Um, the reason why I say the tall man in particular is because hell no, he can't be redeemed. Like, and it's weird with him because you know where he comes from as you watch the movies, and this motherfucker ain't had no like whim in him of stopping taking over our dimension. Like, he was bad from the get go. You didn't like you saw his other dimension and you saw that crazy shit. You're like, oh, maybe he's doing it to build. No, hell no. He wants to enslave everybody so that shit can look like his shit. Hell no. And then he kind of did it in the fifth one. Like, you were just like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? So, yeah, he gets a no. So, like, honestly, when it's all said and done, ain't really too many redeemable horror movie characters. Like, there's just no. Like, you once you start doing some wild shit, and if you know what I'm saying, not necessarily if you have like a disorder, but like if you don't know no better, that's one thing. Like Leatherface, I know I said that was gonna be the last one, but Leatherface, he didn't really know no better because that's all he knew. So I would give it to him and say, yeah, he could be redeemed. You know, you probably sit him down and like talk to him right, you know, and get him the proper care and you know and everything. He'd have been all right. Hell, he might have been a good guy later on. But for the most part, everybody else, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. So, like I said before, I know this is a short ass episode. Usually they're a lot longer, but I'm trying to do some new things, so condense some things. But when we start getting more people on here, they're gonna be a lot longer, and there's gonna be a lot of visuals and different things. I'm hopefully somebody hears this that does music and won't charge me a whole bunch to make me some theme music because I'm getting kind of tired of using the elevator music, so I might not do that anymore. Um, so yeah. So this will be definitely be the last one before the new year. Maybe I might slide in another one. Depends on how I feel because it's about to get crazy at work. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. Pass the word around because there's going to be a lot more to come. So once again, I love you guys. Please be safe. If you got to wear your mask, wear your mask. You know what I'm saying? If you got to take your vitamins, take your vitamins. If you got to drink some more water, do all that. But stay healthy out here. I love you guys. And until the next time.